Man, oh man, what a opportunity tomorrow will bring if Tennessee can get the job done. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the One More Day episode. It's the boy Ruck in the building, joined by that guy, that boy, that dog, turn in the building with us tonight.
We
Today, I
are
should
in the
say.
building.
Man, it's gonna be. I got a couple questions. I got a couple of what ifs. I got a couple of keys to victory. I got playmakers, offensive and defensive, and then we've got final score predictions today, y'all. So, man, there's a lot of what ifs with this game. There's a lot of what if, man, but there's also a lot of can we. And I think there's a lot more can we's rather than what ifs, because we all know the major what if that everybody wants to know is if Tennessee wins this game Saturday, what happens in that Georgia game can dictate a lot for what that next week on November 18th looks like. Y'all, it's the top of the show. You already know what it is, man. It's the boys from straight up Tennessee. And let's get it rolling on this One More Day episode of Missouri Week.
From 40, on the way, a knuckleball. He got it!
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Straight Up Tennessee today on this Friday morning. If you're in Tennessee anywhere, it's not the prettiest morning. All this rain, man, is just nasty, but it's okay because it's time for Straight Up Tennessee on your Friday. So y'all know what to do, man. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification right now, man, if you're listening on YouTube, so you never miss an episode. But also join the channel, man. 99 cents a month. It does nothing to you, but it does everything for the Straight Up Tennessee family, man. We get to continue to push this show to the ends. We get to keep working harder and putting more and more content out. It's basketball season, and when basketball season comes, you know that it's almost baseball season. So there's just a lot of things going on right now on Rocky Top, and the NBA has been in full effect. I have not said anything about the Grizzlies intentionally, because until 12 gets back, nothing matters. We suck right now. We suck. And until 12 gets back, I can't even talk about us. So we're going to wait. But for everybody else listening on Apple and Spotify, man, we're glad you're rocking with us over there as well. Continue to listen, man. Continue to share. Continue to rate it 5 stars, man, and let everybody know why they need to be listening to Straight Up Tennessee, man. Turn, what's happening, Brody? What's happening with you on this Friday?
On this Friday, bro, I told you earlier, bro, it's the hype is here for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype around this one.
Yeah, I'm trying not to look ahead and think of I try not to think of the what ifs. You know what I mean? Try to focus on Missouri.
It's hard. It's hard because I feel like as fans we can, right? As players, they can't be worried about the game that they not playing. But man, it is hard, bro, because you just wonder what happens, man, if Tennessee can beat Missouri and Georgia loses to Ole Miss. Man, that game in Knoxville is going to have game day. It's going to have SEC Nation. It's going to have the Big Ten network. It's going to have the Big 12 network. Everybody coming to this game, bro.
That might be bigger than the daggum playoff.
I mean, man, who would have thought that would be the game that would be the biggest game of the year that late in the year? You know, like last year we played Georgia the first week of November. And so it was a little different, but now you're playing them the second to last week of the season. And if all things that we hope work out, you got an opportunity to go play for the SEC championship. Like, man, wow.
Never expected that after losing to Florida. that early
No.
in the season.
I don't think anybody did. And the way we lost to Alabama hurt, so I think when you look at the two teams in Missouri and Tennessee, there's a lot of similarities in the balance from the offensive side of the football. The defensive side of the football, I think Tennessee is better up front, whereas Missouri is better in the back end. They got guys, Ennis Rakestraw, Chris Abrams Drain. They got guys that are going to go play in the NFL as defensive backs, and we've got guys that are going to go play in the NFL as linebackers and defensive linemen. And you just look, it's like it's very balanced across the board. And the only thing that I feel like separates the two is that Tennessee is a year ahead, maybe 2 years ahead of Missouri in recruiting and in what we already have. And I feel like that is going to be the deciding factor in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think the deciding factor of this game too is we should be able to run the football. I mean, they're giving up 114 yards a game. I mean,
yeah.
And we all know what Tennessee looks like when their running game is successful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very true.
I mean, the passing game will be there if our run game is there.
Yeah. And I think so too. I feel like, some numbers came out, bro, on Thursday about just how dominant Jalen Wright has actually been. We know how good he's been, right? But I don't think that we realize how good he's been, right? Let's just talk about it for a second. Jalen Wright has 6 100-yard rushing games. That's first in the SEC. That's 6th in University of Tennessee history, and that is number 1. Number 1 in the nation.
Yeah.
He has 30 rushes of 10 or more yards. That's first in the SEC and 9th in the country. He's got 530 of his 826 yards after contact. He's averaging 7.5 yards a touch. That's first in the SEC and 2nd in the nation. And then obviously he's got 826 total rushing yards, which is 3rd in the SEC. And he's doing that on half the touches of the leading rusher in the SEC, being Cody Schrader.
Well, I was literally about to ask that. Like, I was literally going on here on my phone and looking like, what is the most carries he's got all year?
Must have been. I think it would have had to been A&M, right? I think it was 17 or Kentucky. It was A&M or Kentucky. He had 17 in one game, and I think there's no way he's had more touches than that in a game.
He had 19 at A&M for 136.
There you go. See? Yep, there you go.
But
I'm thinking that's
still not 19 is still not a lot when you look at somebody like Schrader.
No, go look, bro. Do the math. 136 divided by 19, that's 7.2 yards a touch. Come on, bro. Like, the kid, this dude is literally running. He's good balance. He's not just fast, he's strong. He's not just strong, he's shifty. Like, he is everything you want in a back. He can do it 100%. All. And the numbers are proving it. And so, like I said this, bro, I said this on Sunday, and I'm going to say it again today. Y'all better continue to cheer as loud as you can for him and continue to be like, let's just dwell with Jay Wright, because he gone, bro. He's out of here.
I think he's gone too. I mean, he's putting on
gone.
too much of a
I think if he doesn't leave, for some reason, I just got a sneaky suspicion Jabari Small comes back and uses his COVID year.
I think so too.
And then the running back room just stays crowded. You know what I mean? Like, somebody has to leave, and Dylan Sampson can't transfer. I don't think he will. Like, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But then the three-headed monster kind of turns into Selden. Then you got Peyton Lewis coming in, who's a freshman, Sampson and Small. And it's like, they keep getting better. You know, that's what you want. So you want roster turnover, but you want things to fill the gap. And I think that's what Josh Heupel's doing well, especially in the recruiting realm on the offensive side of the ball, and it's starting to show on the defensive side of the ball as well. So,
Do you think this Missouri game? So I'm sitting here looking at Missouri stats. Do you think it's one of those games like I'm looking at Missouri versus LSU? Okay. Schrader had 13 carries for 114 yards. His longest was 52. So I mean, he really didn't average. He had one gash, and then after that, really nothing.
Yeah.
But my question is it one of those games where Schrader gets 13 to 15 touches and Brady Cook threw 47 times during that LSU game? Or do you think it's more balanced where it's Schrader getting 20, 25 touches and Brady Cook throwing the ball 25 times?
I think that depends on us. What version of us shows up, right? Because if we slow the game down and we're running and churning and making long drives, I think that they're going to throw the ball more. If we're scoring quickly on explosive plays and putting them in a position to where they have to do the same thing, I still think they're going to have to throw the ball a lot more. But I also think this. If it comes down to being a shootout, you're going to force Missouri to do what they did against LSU because that's what LSU forced them to do. It was like, hey, you got to keep up. Because what was the final? It was like 40-something. What was the final? That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to say, hey, you got to keep up. And they couldn't. And so that's kind of where my head is.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've been super impressed with by Tennessee this year. That we really hadn't been able to do much in the past is we've been able to slow the game down for the most part. Like, if we're up big, not really say up big, but if we're up, and it's because our running game is so good. I mean, you sit here and ask yourself, man, how are like I was asking myself that the other day, like, man, we're doing good at slowing the game down. Like when we get up, how are we having such success slowing the game down? Because we're slowing down. I was like, man, our running game is just unbelievable.
It is. That's the whole thing. I feel like it really is just that good. Like, I think that the run game is dominant, but it's also just, it's been consistently good, right? And I think if that continues Saturday, I just don't know if Missouri can stop it. I really don't. I just don't. I don't think so. Like, you ran all over Texas A&M. You ran pretty well on Alabama. You ran all over Kentucky. And what makes Missouri's defense any better than Kentucky's?
They're not. I mean, goodness gracious.
Statistically, I don't think they are.
No, I mean, J-Rod had 136 against A&M, which had the best rush defense in the SEC at the time.
Didn't matter.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, the big thing, I think, like, you know, like I was sitting there today just thinking about this. I was like, you know, like what's been the shift like in Tennessee football from like the first 3-4 games? Like what made Tennessee shift? And I think, you know what I think it is? I think it's one person. I think it's Cooper Mays. Ever since Cooper Mays came back,
no brainer. No brainer.
And the fact is, like, I was listening to the VolQuest guys today, and they were doing this mailbag show, and this dude said, okay, I got a couple over under questions. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, over under. It was like 1.5. We have offensive line starters coming back.
Yeah.
And Austin Price was like over. And I was like, man, that would be, if we can get like Cooper or Spraggs back next year, bro, it'd be nasty.
Yeah, bro. Oh, yeah. It would be. And you just, you know, the biggest thing that you hope, it's not that they just come back. It's that it's the smartest thing to do, right? Like John Campbell, he's gone, I think. Crawford's gone. He was a senior last year. So he was a red shirt. So Mincy's young. Mincy's coming back. Spraggs is probably gone, if I had to guess. The biggest question mark is Cooper. Like, if Cooper comes back, then you're telling me you get Cooper, Mincy, Carrick, who's been injured and who played pretty well, right? You get those. If you can get those 3 back.
The thing about it I think of with Coop is like, could he go to the draft this year? Sure, he could go to the draft. He'll get drafted, But you come back next year and you show 12 games on tape. I'm not saying, I'm just throwing something out here. He could go easily from like a 5th round draft pick to a first or second round draft pick just by coming back next year.
And I think that the thing about Coop is he's not big. He's just really good. He's technically sound and just makes a massive difference in the operation of the Tennessee offense. I had a question. I have 2 questions. One that I'm going to ask now, and then one I'm going to ask at the very end of the show today. This is from Brent Fisher. I missed his question on the show on Wednesday, and he said, what if we blow out Missouri like we did the past 2 years? I know it's not likely to happen, and nobody is really giving this a possibility, but we have kicked the crap out of them 2 years in a row with Heupel. So I just want to hear what y'all think people would think if we did blow them out again. Brent, if we go down there and beat the brakes off of them, and y'all know me, I'm the most realistic person in the world at this point. Like, I've just stopped being so high because I get high, and then we lose or we do something stupid, and then I'm back down, and I just hate that. And so if we go down to Missouri, who is supposed to be much better, and we absolutely smack it, if we blow them out at their crib, we beating Georgia. I'm just going to tell you, like, we beating Georgia. Like, that's how I feel about that. If we go down there and we win, like, and I'm saying like a blowout, if we win 45-20, like, we beating Georgia, because that's giving me proof that in order to do what you're saying, it was pure dominance. It was pure dominance. And you've been trending as a team the last few weeks. You've been trending, getting better and better and better. And if you just have an absolute tail whooping to a team that was literally 5 spots better than you a week ago in the college football playoff poll, they were 5 spots better than you a week ago.
Yeah, facts.
That tells me pure dominance and that Tennessee is on a mission, and nothing could stop them at that point. Nothing except themselves.
Man, I think the hardest thing about that is like it's not like, it's definitely like it. I'm trying to think of the best word to say this. It's definitely like we can do that. Like, we can go down there to Missouri and make a statement game. Like, we are very capable of that. Like, it's different if you're saying, like, if we were playing Georgia this week and it's like, hey, we're going to go beat Georgia 45-20, I'd be like, no, there's no way. Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
Unless Carson Beck and everybody gets hurt. But we can't. We are a better football team. We can go down there and beat Missouri 45-20.
We can. And I always pose this question, but will we?
Yeah. That's it.
And so that leads us perfectly, bro, into keys to victory. We've been kind of tossing some things around today. If y'all don't know, we shoot this the night before. Okay. I'm just telling you that. Y'all probably know, but I'm letting you know live on the record right now. That's why sometimes we say tonight. But anyways, happy Friday.
But I say tonight or something?
No, I said it twice.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm sure I did.
Nah, it was me. But keys to victory. I talked about matchups all Sunday and all Wednesday. And to me, the biggest key to victory for me, and I'd love to get your thoughts, Turn, and you just share what you're thinking. Typically, we'd have 3 of these, but I really just have one. And the biggest key to victory for me is red zone offense and defense. And I feel like Tennessee has to score touchdowns in the red zone. Turner has a great stat. I don't know if you still have that, courtesy of Josh Pate, but you can share that in just a second. Missouri's getting in the red zone and they're scoring, but they're doing a lot of the same things as Tennessee is. And I just feel like the team that if they get in the red zone and can score touchdowns, I think that that's going to decide the game, especially early, because I think that early in the game, it's going to be kind of back and forth. I really do feel that. I feel like it's going to be another first half like it was last year. Like, let's not be mistaken. At one point in the second half, it was 28-24 Tennessee last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like we were smacking them, and it was just we just were that much better and took off on them, you know? And so for me, that's the biggest key to victory is red zone offense and defense. Tennessee's got to stop them. Like, give them threes. Like, give them threes. That's what we need to give them, and that's what we must give them if we want to come out of that game victorious.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's one of my big ones too. I was telling you about it earlier. Josh Pate said about the red zone thing. He was like, man, Missouri is great in the red zone. They are 36. They've been to the red zone 37 times, and they've put points on the board 36 times. 36 out of the 37 in the red zone. Which when you hear that, it's like, dang, that's really good. But he said, don't let that fool you. They are 40th in the nation when it comes to putting more than 3 points in the red zone. So when they get in the red zone, it's hard for them to score. And one of my keys to victory, and I think I said it Monday, we can't give up chunk plays for touchdowns. We can give up chunk plays. That's fine. Like a 30-yard, 40-yard pass, that's fine. But we can't give those 30, 40-yard touchdown balls.
Yeah.
Because that's what Missouri wants to do. They want to just hit us over you said it on the phone today. Run, 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 deep ball. Run, 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 deep ball.
Yes.
And, you know, if we can keep them from scoring on those chunk plays, I mean, I'll take threes all day. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say that. But on the opposite side, Tennessee's really got a bad habit, too, of doing the same thing. I mean, I remember texting you in multiple games this year and, like, especially like during the Bama games, like, well, if we don't score on a big play here, we get in the red zone. We're not scoring a touchdown.
And so, lo and behold.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Chunk plays, and I don't know, man. Luther Burden's a great receiver, but we need him to play like he did against Kentucky. He had 2 catches for 17 yards against Kentucky. But then LSU, he has 14 catches for 160 yards.
Right. And LSU's defense is horrible.
Yeah.
Now, like they're bad. They have nothing in the back end right now. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all about the defensive front, man. What can they do to disrupt Cook, get him out of time, get him out of rhythm, and that will then alleviate the receivers from being a factor, I feel like, in the game Saturday. If you had a key matchup, what would that matchup be for you?
Key matchup on the defensive side of the ball?
Either way.
I mean, you got to say Luther Burden, right? I mean, who do you put on him? Gabe Judy-Lawley?
That's where I said earlier. That's what I told you. I'm like, he don't need a guy that's physical. He needs somebody that's as technical as he is.
Yeah, I mean,
that's Gabe to me.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. I mean, that has to be the matchup. I mean, whoever guards Luther Burden, and it all can't talk. It all depends on what defense we run to, man. I hope we don't run zone. I don't care. I don't care if we're playing Georgia. I don't want to run zone. We are terrible in the zone. Absolutely terrible.
Bad.
I would rather get beat deep in man than get 15-yard dump passes down the whole field.
I agree.
Because that's what happens when we switch to zone, man. They just hit like these 15, 11, 7-yard little passes, just like.
And then you look up and they're at the 35 already.
Yeah, and it's like, man, like let's go back to man, and then you can have help over the top. Like, I don't know. But it does hurt having Kamal Hadden, because if Kamal Hadden is healthy, I am putting Kamal Hadden on Luther Birding every play.
Yeah. He following him.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know. Somebody's got to step up. Somebody got to step up. Ricky Gibson going to play.
It's a money game.
You're going to see more than just Gabe Judalaw and Danico Slaughter, in my opinion.
And them orange britches.
I know. I was wanting the orange helmets too. We ain't broke them out this year, bro.
Maybe we just wear all orange against Vanderbilt.
All orange.
All orange. Orange it out. Orange out against Vandy. Turn, let's dive into it really quickly, bro. Playmakers of the game, offense and defensive side of the ball. Let's start on defense first, bro. Who would that one guy be for you? Who needs to be that boy Saturday?
I got two.
Oh, two phones, one for the plug and one for the load.
Number one, I think is Big O.
Yeah.
Got to get home. Got to get pressure. Got to get in his face.
Yeah.
Him and Beasley, man. I would love to see us. I mean, I get it. It's kind of hard because he's our best coverage backer. But man, if we would just blitz him a little more, get pressure on Cook, he knows how to get home.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, it's the defensive backs as a whole. It's how can they affect the game? I think the defensive line is going to get home. I do. I really think so. But I think it's about what does the back end do, bro? They got to be the playmakers of the game for me. Yeah.
Offense. The three-headed trio by far. I mean, that's
three-headed monster.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say J. Wright, Bari, and D. Samp. I'm anxious to see. I think this is, and you might disagree with me, I think this is one of those games where we feed one running back more than the two other ones. And I'm saying it's like maybe like a Texas A&M. A running back's getting like, you got like 19, and they're still probably in double. You got like 19, 10, and like 7.
Yeah, I can see that.
Bro, think about that though, like real quick. Like the A&M game, like everybody thinks of Tennessee, not this year, but like even last year, like everybody, when you think of Tennessee, it's like, oh, you think of air raid, like they just throwing it all over the place.
Yeah.
But did we run the football a lot?
A lot.
Let's see here. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so J. Wright, 19 carries, Bari, 12 carries, D. Samp, 9 carries. Okay, and Joe Milton, 8 carries. How many is that? 10, 20, 30, 40. I mean, that's 40-something carries on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And we 40-something on the ground, and we threw it 22 times.
Yeah. We doubled. We ran it twice as much.
Which
now, granted, Joe played terrible that game.
I was about to say, Joe played absolutely horrendous that game.
For me, bro, it is that guy. It's Joe Milton. I think Joe is at that point where this would be the 4th straight game that he has stacked. Can he get that 4th game, bro? I'm telling you, if he can go out here and complement the run game, not just in him running, but actually complement the run game when he lets that ball go out of his hands. Bro, I'm telling you, if he can get clicking on all cylinders and get the offense rolling, I don't see Missouri stopping us, bro. I really don't. I just don't see it happening. If Joe can get it going early, nothing in my mind tells me that they can stop us. Nothing. And so it's Joe Milton, bro. Can the disguises, can the zone that they show him, can he pick it apart? Can he make a quick read? Can he keep hitting it? Like, hey, stuff's not open. I'm going to dump it to the running back. He did that a couple of times. You know, like, we need that. That's what we need.
I don't think he will during the Missouri game. I just don't. But because I think we're going to have such success running the football. But and I'm not looking ahead at all saying this, but I think Joe Milton needs like 250, 275 this Missouri game.
Yeah.
And then if you tell me Joe Milton throws the ball for 250 yards, 275 yards, I'm automatically thinking, okay, we've won.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you come out against Georgia. You're trending up. And he drops that first 300 piece.
400. 400.
He said 400.
4, 5. You know what I'm talking about?
If Joe Milton came out against Georgia and dropped a 400 piece,
give him the Heisman. No, I'm capping.
His draft stock probably go up though.
It would, yeah, for sure. Y'all, we've got final score predictions, man. I'm gonna keep mine easy. I'm not changing it. 45-41 Tennessee. That's kind of where I've sat all year, or all night, all week, I should say. 45-41, and I'll give or take that score 10 points, right? So 45-41, 35-40, 35-31. Like I see it something like that.
Yep, I'm gonna say 38-31.
This leads me into the last question that I purposely did not answer on Wednesday's show, and it was a pump the gas or hit the brakes question, and I legitimately couldn't answer it because I was like, I just don't know how I feel right now. The question was, Tennessee covers and wins the game by a touchdown. And on Wednesday, I was so stuck. I was like, yeah, I think we cover, because I said we're going to win by 4 points. But by a touchdown, it just didn't. It wasn't sitting right. I was just like, I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm going to say, yeah, I think we do.
But
the song we're going to do right now was released on Christmas Day of 1967 originally. It's written by Boudleaux and Felice Bryan about a beautiful spot just out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And on February
just out of
15th,
Gatlinburg,
1982, this song was voted by the General Assembly of Tennessee as one of their official
Tennessee's going down to Columbia, Missouri.
To be the first group to have the first record on this.
Not only are they going to win the game,
it's been recorded over 100 times.
But they're going to do something special in the game.
We look back on dear old Rocky Top.
And we're going to be singing this all night long. So y'all better get ready. Tennessee's covering and winning the game by a touchdown. I know my score ain't what I said. Tennessee about to go down to Missouri and handle the business. I'm out. Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching.
I wish that y'all would have been. I see, this is why the Apple and Spotify people need to be on YouTube, because they would have been like, this dude losing his mind. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
I'm a man. I'm 40. Y'all, Tennessee gonna go they handling business. They handling business, okay? And I'm ready to see what happens tomorrow, man. Y'all tap in, man. We're gonna be back on Sunday for the next day episode. And if Tennessee beats Missouri, all eyes on Georgia Ole Miss. All eyes. Just put your focus there. Tennessee basketball, big game tonight, man, against Wisconsin. 9 p.m. Eastern tip. Ugh, ugly. And I ain't got Peacock. So somebody got to share with me the password, because I got to get in there.
I got Peacock.
I need the password.
Hey, if we win against Missouri, if we go take care of business in Missouri and Ole Miss beats Georgia, I might go live just for the heck of it. just to see everybody's reaction.
I'll be in the bed. Y'all, we'll be back, man, next day. Shoot, we might be back on tomorrow night if Georgia loses to Ole Miss. So y'all tap in with us, man. We love y'all. We appreciate it. For my dog turn, it's your boy Ruck in the building. You already know what it is, man. It is straight up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you back on Sunday, maybe tomorrow, though, for the next day episode.